it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel, The Organized Soprano. If you're new here, hello. My name is Kate. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in Boston, and I am here to inspire you to live a more organized life. I am here in my kitchen today because I am after one of my kitchen drawers that have been bothering me for almost a year. I reorganized it a little bit in August, but I'm still not happy with the drawer organization inside because of two reasons. One, I don't like the drawer organizers inside. They're plasticky, they're kind of, they're really fun and they go along with the color scheme of the kitchen, but to me, they're not as beautiful as the drawer organizers that I have with my utensils. When I open that drawer, I am just transported to luxury. They're beautiful bamboo, they seem really grown up, and I want to have that grown up feeling all over my kitchen, which is ironic because I'm a kid. I like video games, I like memes, I like bad, immature jokes. I'm very immature, but I want my kitchen to be, I want her to glow up a little bit. So this utensil drawer, I have been very unhappy with for several months, and I've been thinking for a couple of months that I need to just glow her up. So that's what we're gonna do today. So without further ado, here is the drawer in question. I have positioned the camera so that you guys can see most of the drawer, but you can't really see what's going on in the back of the drawer. And I can tell you that there's two little guys back here. I'll insert some B-roll so you can see exactly what the situation is like. But this is basically my gadget drawer, and it includes a lot of the fun things I use to cook and prep food. I have another prep drawer which is on the island in my kitchen, but I like to have these things over here. Like for example, I have the citrus squeezers here. I've got like things like this with a little sifter, the garlic press, all those kinds of things. So the first thing I did when I wanted to organize this drawer was open it and take a look. It's not that bad, it's divided. I'm a very firm believer in the power of drawer organizers. Even if you can grab some like little cheapy bins and stick them in here, or like old iPhone boxes, it can really make the space a lot more under control so that you don't have stuff just going everywhere in the drawer, because that is a definite recipe for chaos. And if for some reason, if I see a drawer without drawer dividers in it, it stresses me out a little bit. So having drawer dividers of any kind, you don't have to spend a lot of money, is really helpful. So the first thing I did when I wanted to organize this drawer is make sure to take some very accurate measurements. So those of you who've been watching my channel for a while know that I have a laser measure and love it very much. It's very easy to measure things with this. You can measure really large spaces, super easy, but you just place it in the end here, press the button, and the laser hits the other surface and takes a very accurate measurement. It says this is 16 and 7/32. We'll just say it's 16. Then you can take the depth of the drawer, and it says it's 19. It's too big to measure the height of the drawer, so I'm going to use a manual measurement for that. When I take measurements of things like this, I take the width of the drawer, that's the measurement across, the depth, the measurement from front to back, and the height, which is how high the drawer is. So I'm going to use my like little manual measurement, and it is 3.25 inches. So it's pretty deep for like a regular kitchen drawer. This is a rather new condo. We moved in here, it was new construction about 3 years ago, so everything is pretty nicely sized. And as you can see, I've got all kinds of nonsense going on in here, including these two guys who are super big and long. So the first thing I want to do when I organize a drawer is decide if there's anything in here that can go. And I'm going to talk to my husband about this, but I'm pretty sure we can let go of the garlic press. This was my husband's garlic press before we got married, and we hold on to it. It's really nice. It's from OXO actually, but we just don't use this. I prefer to mince my garlic with a knife, and so does my husband. We never ever touch this thing. So I'm going to assume for the time being that it's okay to get rid of this. So I'm going to set that aside, and that's going to be one of our discard things. Everything else in here looks pretty good. Let's see. I do use everything else in here. I rarely use this nutcracker, but we do need that from time to time, so I'm going to keep that. And I don't use this melon baller. So the thing is, I have used it once or twice, but the fact of the matter is I haven't used it in a while, and I haven't reached for it hardly ever, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that as well. I do believe though everything else in here is good to go. We've got these little tiny tongs, which I love, and these little itty bitty whisks, which I use a lot actually. And everything else in here is pretty good to go. So the next thing I did when I wanted to organize the drawer is measure the length and width of like the longest things. So this thing is gonna need at least a 12-inch drawer organizer because it's slightly smaller than 12, and same with this microplane zester. So it's gonna need a little more space, a little more room to groove. I don't wanna get a drawer organizer that's exactly the length of these, but just a little bit longer, of course. And I also want to separate everything by type. So I would like things that I deem to go together. So I would love to put this with the rest of these things because these are like thermometers and timers and sort of units of measure that are over here. This is a candy thermometer. I use that at Christmas usually when I'm making candy. This is a regular meat thermometer. This is a fun thermometer that you can use. It's like a laser thermometer, really fun. This is an egg timer. My husband uses that. I don't really partake in that, but that's his. And this is one you can use if you're making a roast or something like that. So I would like those things to stay together. And these drawer organizers aren't bad. They are from the Container Store. Let's see, they're from a company called Kiwi, which I actually really like. I think they make really adorable things. Their logo is like a little crab. I don't know if you can see him, but he's very cute. And I like these. I do think they're a little bit, I think the kitchen is, I think this drawer needs a glow up. That's what I think. No insult to these drawer organizers. I will reuse them in another space, which I think fits the style, and it will organize these things better, but I am going to move these out. So the next thing I did was take everything out. We're gonna take everything out. And in my case here, I'm actually not able to remove this drawer, but if you are able to remove this drawer from the space that it's in, you can go ahead and take the drawer to the store. I know that that's a really weird thing to be doing, is like carrying around the drawer to like wherever you're going, Target, Marshall's, the Container Store, whatever. But when I was working there, I loved to see people with the drawer so they could fit the organizers inside and figure out how many would fit. If you don't want to do that, if that's really too much for you, which I totally understand, you can cut a piece of newspaper the width and depth of the drawer and take that to the store, and then you can lay it out on the floor and place your little drawer organizers on it. That's a really great way to organize right in the store so that you can pick out all the right organizers so that you're not stuck with the wrong ones at home. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to place the things in the drawer in which I'd like to have them stored, and I'm going to imagine drawer organizers inside. So since these are units of measure, I think that it would be nice if they went that way, but who knows, I may change my mind later. Those over here. Boom. And then these are all things that open things. We've got some opener here. We've got the jar key here. If you guys don't know about the jar key, you are missing out, because if you have trouble opening, opening jars, this is awesome because it sits on the side of the jar and it releases the seal very quickly so that you can easily open the jar. This has been a lifesaver so many times, and I think it's really cheap too. I don't think it's too expensive. We've got a regular can opener and the peeler. I know the peeler isn't an opener technically, but for some reason I feel like it belongs with them, so I've placed it there. Of course, the juicers I'd like to keep together because, I don't know, they look cute together. Maybe the microplane can be with the peeler because it's kind of a peeler, but not really. So let's see. Can we do like that? Yeah, sure. Aha, this is also a peeler. It's Editing K. That is not a peeler. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's like a cheese cutter, but it's not mine. It's Eve's. I don't use it. But it's a cheese cutter thing, not a peeler. So there's no need to comment. I'm correcting myself now. It's a cheese cutter thing. Who cares? So maybe we can make it its own separate little category. So we've got a peeler, we've got this guy, and then we've got this guy. And it doesn't have, this process doesn't have to be totally perfect. This is also kind of a peeler. So these things go together, and this is also a peeler. These are sort of the same things, if you don't know. This cuts like herbs. You can like go like that and the herbs will release from the stem. This I'm considering getting rid of, but my husband still uses it. This is I just purchased, and I think will work much better because A, it's metal and it's gonna be a little bit tougher, and it's got a hole so that you can force the stem through and it's not gonna be stuck. Well, this thing, it just didn't release the stems. It was kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna keep both of them for now, but for the meantime, I'm gonna put them all together though. So this is one category. Let's put these with the openers. And then sort of we've got the rest of this business. So let's see, what am I gonna do here? This is like miscellaneous little tools, you know? Like things you don't use on a regular basis, but you need them every now and again. Now these are the little like bag clips and things like that. If I have room, I'll put them in, or maybe I'll incorporate them into this, but I don't think it's necessary to put them in right now. But I sort of want to get a sense of how things are going to fit, or how I'd like to organize them. Maybe I want to put these this way. The microplane's pretty long, so maybe it should go like this way. These can go that way. This can go like that. So during this process, if you want to, you can imagine like little drawer organizers that you would have here. And if you do this also, you can measure exactly how big of one you're going to need. Or if you buy one of those like ones that you can custom make, you can sort of work around this. But you can make piles and see if it's ridiculous or if it works. So I think this is fine for now. So we're gonna take everything back out again and keep it in its little categories, because that's important, because friends like to stay with friends. We love all of this stuff. We use it all the time, especially these. This is so dumb that we have like an orange one, a lemon one, and a lime one. I know that's really dumb, and I could probably just use one tool and it would be fine, but like, I don't know, we're having fun. We like having the three of them and we're having fun, so don't judge. So the bottom of the drawer is pretty clean, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a vacuum. Guys, see some crumbs back here, so I'm gonna vacuum them right up. How crumbs got in there in the first place, I'll never know. So I bought some drawer liner from Target to go in the project, and I'm just gonna cut it to fit the drawer, because here's something I made peace with and is gonna trigger some people, I know, but I just made peace with it. This drawer happens to be 16 by 19. A lot of the bamboo drawer organizers, which I wanted to use, have come in increments of 3 inches. So 6 by 9, through 6 by 6, 6 by 12, etc., etc. I searched all over the interwebs for like a more flexible dimension and was unable to find that. So I am going to have an inch on each side, not on each side, but an inch in both directions that is going to be unoccupied by a drawer organizer. And I have to make peace with this. I am fine with this, but I know some people really hate when it doesn't fill the drawer completely. That's fine. You're just gonna need to get either a custom drawer organizer, or you're gonna need to like scour the world to find one that fits exactly. I don't have the patience for that. So I'd like to complete this project in 2019, so we're gonna use what's available. But in that, I'm gonna put this drawer liner down so that the drawer organizers that I'm gonna put down don't move around at all, because that's gonna be annoying, because they're gonna be moving back and forth. So I think I'm gonna use 2 pieces, and I'm gonna cut this so it fits the drawer. Okay, we've got the drawer aligned. Now we can fill them with the new bamboo organizers I bought from the Container Store today. I'm very excited. So before I bought these organizers, before I went shopping, I just went shopping online. I did a little sketch of my drawer in an app called Paper. You don't have to use that. You can just use your regular notes app or whatever if you have an iPad Pro, or you can just do this on a piece of paper. But I put the gadget drawer, and then I used this to shop online. And then I don't know if you can see this exactly, but I did a little sketch of how I'd like to organize the drawers with the dividers. And I'm gonna place them in right here, and I put the sizes so that I could shop correctly and not buy the wrong things. But I'm gonna arrange them exactly how I put them in this picture. In the picture, they look like they take up the whole drawer, but then that's not gonna happen. They look so pretty. There is about a 2-inch gap at the front here. I am going to probably fill it with something that will stop the things from moving back and forth. But I may just leave it empty, who knows. But doesn't this look beautiful? These are amazing. These were on sale from TCS. They are bamboo. I don't know if they're bamboo all throughout, but they feel like they're bamboo all throughout, but they are gorgeous and I love them so much. So now we've got all of the organizers in place and we can start putting the things back. So first thing I want to do is take care of this long guy, put him right there. Oh, I forgot about the microplane. It's Editing K again. So here's the deal. I struggled during this so much, and I wanted to show it because it's part of the organizing process. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to turn out the way you wanted it to be completely 100% of the time. And sometimes you're going to like put the things back in the space and you're going to be like, ew. So you just keep trying again. And I ended up being really happy with the results. I did end up moving a couple things out of that drawer so that everything would fit nicely. And I'm actually really excited about the new location for those things. And I will put a little preview in the video where they went. Okay, back to the video. Sorry, I'm interrupting all the time. See, the microplane's not gonna fit there, but he can fit there. So I'm gonna have to make a little compromise there, which is upsetting a little bit, but you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I haven't made a roast yet to use this thing because you see the sticker still on it, but I can't wait. I love cooking, like roasting things in the oven. So we're gonna make a little exception for the microplane zester. We're gonna stick him right here. And because I love all the measuring stuff fits there, that looks really nice. And because the zester is there, I think I'm gonna put the squeezers there. 1 squeezer, 2 squeezers, 3 squeezers. Squeezers don't fit as well anymore, but that's fine. They fit sort of on top of one another. Can I nest them? Is that the thing? Okay, there we go. Look, they fit nested actually quite nicely. Would you like me to nest them the other way around? It's gonna like upset some people. They're gonna be like, what are you doing? What are you doing actually? Okay. Beautiful, look at them. They are nested and the drawer closes just fine. Actually, let's adjust them a little bit. Actually, they were nesting better before, but that was better. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now let's put the openers back in here. Let's put these guys. Scoopers. This guy. These guys. I want to put a rubber band on this because it's super annoying. There, we've shut him up with the rubber band. Well, he doesn't fit perfectly there, does he? It's kind of annoying. What are we gonna do? This is not as perfect as I wanted it to be. Because these things are coming out of their places. Okay, so here's the thing. I have another little divider. I've got another one of these. Look at that. Okay, so I think these guys go in here too. Yeah, why not? We got the peelers and the squeezers, peelers and squeezers. They go together. Love it. And this, I mean, I don't want to like, this guy, on top. There. I liked the way it was before. I'm just gonna move some stuff. See, here's the thing. Experimenting is totally part of the process as well. It's doubtful you're gonna get this completely perfect. If you do, I admire you. But organizing is a lot about experimentation. Let's see. That's better. All right, we're gonna separate the friends, which upsets me a little bit, but I need the aesthetics of the store to be amazing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the citrus squeezers to the other prep area, just because it's fine that they don't fit in here anymore. I feel like I failed, but I didn't fail. I have 2 prep drawers. I just wanted to give her a glow up, that's all. I just wanted to glow her up. Where are you hating? So, you know what? This isn't bad for me. This isn't bad at all. And everything fits pretty nicely, actually. Look. So we've got this like big long thing that fits better. And all of the timer stuff is together. It fits so nice. And these little friends. Actually, if it's an opener, I'm gonna put it with the openers. There. I don't know. This is like a peeler thing. This is still really like, I want to put everything together that like is in the same family, but I don't think that's gonna be like totally possible with the dimensions of this drawer. I wish these were a little bit longer and fit exactly, but you can't always have that, and you should definitely just learn to live with it and be okay with it if you just wanted to get the project done without a custom solution. There. I've definitely wanted a bigger organizer for these things because I use them all the time and they're like coming in and out of this space a lot. So here is the finished product. I love it, actually. Yay. So it's the next day and I wanted to give you guys an update on what I did with the citrus squeezers because this makes a lot more sense in my space. So I actually moved them here. This is my other prep drawer that I didn't show you guys. I promised I would show you, but I didn't show you. And they work much better here because I do a lot of my work at this island, and I love to have all the things I use at this island here because that makes sense. And they ended up here in this organizer. This isn't exactly a drawer organizer, it's just like a little bin, but it fit perfectly in there. And everything in here works awesome now. And everything in here I use at the island. And everything that ended up in here I tend to use in this area, in the sink, or grab like a can and open it. So that makes sense, except for the thermometers, but I'm hardly ever use those anyway. So I'm really happy with what I've done. And I moved the whale over here too, because I use that around the sink. So that made sense to me. So that's the update. I'm really happy. Hey guys, I was editing the video and realized I forgot to shoot an outro. Well, I didn't forget, I just didn't press the record button, which is awesome. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and realized that organizing is not a perfect scenario all the time, but I'm really happy with the drawer. I think it looks really sophisticated and I definitely had the glow up that I wanted for the drawer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and here's some Clover footage. Okay guys, here's the little gentleman you wanted to see. It's Clover. Look at how angry he looks. I like woke him up. He was at the park for the longest time, just like catching the ball and running around and barking and being his old bad self. But he's there. He wanted to say hello and to leave him alone so that he can go to sleep. Okay, we'll leave you alone, buddy. Look at your hair. Look at your hair. All right. Bye, Clover.